Hi, I'm Chris Kalenda, retired Army Colonel and founder of the Saber Six Foundation. I'd like to spend just a couple minutes letting you know what's different about us and why we make the impact that we do. There are a lot of terrific veterans programs out there that are helping a lot of people, mainly helping people who are in crisis regain a sense of dignity in their lives. And that is really, really important work. Our focus is a little bit different. So for most veteran nonprofits, they are dealing with people in drift. So if this is where you are now, and this arrow is time, they're focused on people who are in drift. And the longer you drift, this is where I was, and the arrow represents where you were drifting to, then you can see the longer you go, the harder it is to pull out of drift. And eventually you get to despair. All of the action that is below the solid red line is corrective action and remedial action. So you are dealing with actions that are trying to pull people out of crisis, out of despair. Absolutely vital, but that is different than what we're doing. What we're doing in the Saber Six Foundation is we are focused on helping people achieve new levels of becoming. And you achieve new levels of becoming when you are focused on growth. And so all of the action that is taking you from where you are now to where you want to be to ever new levels of becoming, all of this is preventive action. Because people who are growing don't wind up in crisis. And so the second thing that makes us different is that we focus on purpose, belonging, and well-being in order to achieve the sense of becoming. And you've got to have all three in place to be effective. Now, most organizations, they may focus on purpose. Some will focus on belonging, and others will help with well-being. And again, all of these are very important initiatives, and they can all be very, very helpful. But what we have found is that in order to have real becoming, in order to achieve new heights, you've got to have all three. So if you're in intersection number one, where you've got purpose and belonging, but you don't have well-being, then you can't go the distance. If you're in intersection number two, where you've got purpose and well-being, but you don't have a sense of belonging, you're not making the journey with others, then you feel isolated and alone. And if you're at intersection number three, where you have belonging and well-being, but you don't have a sense of purpose that's really compelling, then you just feel aimless. So you've got to have all three. And when you've got all three, you have got a sense of becoming. And what makes us unique is we are hitting on all three, which is creating a virtuous cycle. Our success model about becoming deals with purpose, belonging, and well-being, and the virtuous interactions that you get when you have all three in place. So when you've got purpose and belonging, then you have a sense of joy that you are doing something important, you're doing it with others. When you have a compelling purpose and you've got well-being to go the distance, then you have got hope for the future. And then finally, when you have belonging, you're making a great journey with people and you're all going the distance, then of course, what you've got is love. And those three together are going to help you achieve this sense of ever greater becoming. Now, around the outside, we have the different elements of each one. So when people come from our programs, these are not one-off events with people that you don't know and will never see again for the rest of your life. You are participating in these events with people who you served in combat with. And what that gives you is natural peer-to-peer follow-through and accountability. And when you couple that with the follow-through and accountability that we have in the organization, what you get is lasting impact.